Hi everyone. Okay, so this sometimes it has a little bit of delay and takes a little while for people to get onto the Facebook group or the YouTube. So just going to wait for a minute to make sure that that's all working, and then we'll get started. Just going onto the Facebook page to make sure that it's streaming as it's supposed to. Okay, looks like it is working. Okay, so hi everyone. We are going to do a 60-minute workout, very similar to what we would be doing if we were in class in a bump and me class. So this is a pregnancy specific workout, but there's no reason why you couldn't do this if you were not pregnant. There's nothing in it that's inappropriate for someone who's not pregnant. It's just that I will be giving education and modifications assuming that you are pregnant. Any stage of pregnancy is great. Remembering the safety precautions for pregnancy workouts of not getting overheated, and I'm doing some cardio and standing strength leg work that will get your heart rate up a bit, just for that portion, especially just making sure that you could still hold a conversation. Okay, so let's get into it. What you will need is one or a pair of hand weights. Ideally, I would have a pair, but I only had one here today. So a pair of hand weights that are between like a half a kilo to about 3 kilos each. You can use one. When I'm doing the single arm work, you can use one in your hand, or you can have more than one in the one hand to make the weight heavier. I've got a chair just behind me. You'll see the starting bit. I'm going to show you an option to do on the chair. You don't need it, but if you want to go grab a chair, it helps with technique for squats and split squats. And a pillow. Have a pillow handy because we're going to do some side lying things later, which are particularly good. It's particularly good if you have a pillow for neck, to take the pressure off your neck. So let's get started with some technique work in standing. I would like you to, if you've got your chair, set yourself up so that you're standing with the chair just behind you, and see how it feels to go down and sit on the chair and then stand back up again. Because when we do squats like this, sometimes we have a tendency to, go down like this, or to go down with a rounded back. I want you to see what it feels like to stand on a chair like that. And then to do that version of squats, we're going to do a set of about 10 squats like that. And the aim is to only just touch the chair and come back up. Obviously, if it's a lower chair, it's harder. Let's go 10 of those to start with. Harder option if you want to take it, put 1 or 2 hand weights in your hands here. Let's go. Down, up, 1, down, up, 2. Each time you come up, drive up through here, drive it up. What we're aiming to do is to be keeping our glutes really strong through our pregnancy. They are big supportive muscles, but with your changing posture, sometimes they do lose their strength and bulk and ability to help you with everyday tasks. So it's a good option for keeping glutes strong. Just generic squats. 2 more. Okay, second version. Right leg in front, left leg back. Okay, so it's like you've got a square on the ground, and you've got the right leg at the top, right hand corner of the square, and the back leg at the back, left hand corner. Okay, just behind the chair slightly. See how that feels to sit down, and then stand that up. 1, 2. If anybody's watching this and is really strong through your legs and used to doing split squats and single leg deadlifts and things like that, can you try do it, lift? You can do it without even touching the ground with that left foot at all. Down and up. But otherwise, keep it with that split squat position what you should feel is that you've got the heel off the ground on the left foot, you're using more of that work through the right leg, right glute. About 4 more. 1, tap the chair. 2, nice and controlled, down and up. 3, 4, and swap. Other leg in front, back leg just the toe on the ground, heel off. Let's go down, up. 1, 2, 3. I want you to look down at your knees and make sure they're not turning in at all. They should be tracking over your second and third toes. We're taking this fairly slow, but just remember that if you're feeling like you couldn't hold a conversation at the moment, just take it slower than what I'm doing. Go at a pace that means you could still hold a conversation. 2 more. Okay, moving the chair out of the way. Can we now do a calf raise, a version of a calf raise exercise? So we're going to go, calf raise just means going up on your toes. We're going to go down into that same sort of squat position and then up and reach overhead. If you've got weights in your hands, you can have weights like this, up overhead, down, reach, down, reach. Okay, if anybody wants to make it harder for the second half of this round, we're going to go down, touch the floor, reach overhead, touch the floor, reach overhead. Very functional movement, getting down to the ground and back up, down, reach. But the easier option is just taking it through a smaller range. Tap, reach, little rest. Okay, last one, last part of this sequence, this warm-up leg sequence and working on technique of these movements is going to be doing the same thing, but we're actually going to go to the side, which makes it a little bit more functional even. So when we do up in the air like this, instead of going down in the middle, we're going down to the right on either side of that knee, open chest, reach up, swivel, down. Harder option, touch the floor. Up, down, up, down. 5 each way, that's 2. So this is 3. 3. Up on toes, swivel. If this doesn't feel good in your knees or your pelvic joints, please don't persist. Just go back to doing the one in the center. I'll explain later a bit more about why pregnancy is quite common to get pain in these joints when we're doing something that's not specifically double leg loaded. Okay, little break, grab a drink if you need. We're going to do that sequence again, but this time it's going to be a little bit faster because you know what's coming and you know what the harder options are if you want to take it. I'm not going to use the chair. I'm going to do squats and split squats without the chair, but you can grab that again if you'd like to. Okay, ready? 10 reps of everything. Let's go. 1, hands can go out in front or they can stay in here. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no right or wrong with how deep you go. 6, just something that feels comfortable for you. There's also no right or wrong with how far out your toes go, just whatever feels best on your hips. 2 more. Right leg in front, left leg back, split squat. Ready? 1, 2, making sure you're leaning forward. See how I'm leaning forward? Like that. Hands on hips or hands out in front. Either is fine. Imagining there's a chair behind you like before, rather than going like this. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, other leg in front. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, drive it up through that front leg. 4, Don't persist through any pain in the pelvic joints. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Getting ready for the calf raises. Down with your elbows going down towards your knees. Reach up. 1, 2, or touching the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slightly different version of the twist one. Let's go down in the center, and then we'll go up and across to punch up one way. 1, center. 1, 2, 2, center. 3, swivel. 3, 4, center. 4, 5. Okay. All right. Warm up done. Shake everything out. Grab a drink if you need. We're going to go into a second cardio sequence. This one, we're going to, instead of me counting the number of reps, you're going to choose how many reps you want to do in the amount of time I give you. So that means that those of you who are earlier in pregnancy or more used to doing higher intensity exercise and are able to go faster and harder with still being able to hold a conversation or get too hot, you do that. Or if you're at a point in your pregnancy where you get breathless easily, you have pain in your pelvic joints or something, just take it as slow as you need, all right? So there are 2 main movements for this. You can use your weight. I'll use my weight, just need 1, or you can have 2 in the one hand if you like. I'll just show you them first before we start the timer. All right, so the first one involves putting your right leg forward and your left leg back. So you side on to the camera. The weight is in your left hand, the back one. You're going to go down into a squat like before and swing the arms backwards. And then when you come up, you swing that back hand with the weight forwards to touch the right one at the front. See how my back foot is swiveled around? Show you again. Down swing, up swing. Show you from side on. So we're going swing, 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 knees not turning in, swing, back toe coming up. So that's the first one. Like I said, you can go nice and fast and you can go deep into the squat if you want to, or you can do a very gentle, slow swing without even going into a squat. Second part of it is holding it in the same hand, the left hand, separating your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, and we're going down to the opposite knee, center, where they're ready for upward press, and up on toes. Down, swivel, center, up, down, swivel, harder option, go right to the ground, center, up. Okay, so like I said, don't work through any pain in your knees, your pelvis. It probably means that things are not quite in alignment or are not in the right plane of movement for tracking correctly. So just let me know if you've got any questions about that after, but don't push through pain. All right. So there's going to be 4 movements because it's what I showed you, but on each side. So that's 4. And we're doing that 3 times, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So total, it's about 8 minutes of work. Okay. Take a rest whenever you need. Work harder if you want to, if you can. Timer is starting. Let's start how I said before, with the right leg in front and the weight in your left hand. Let's go. Swing. Swing. This is actually a movement from something called M swing. If you want to look that up on YouTube, M, like the letter M, swing. It's a form of exercise, low impact, but can be high intensity exercise by a personal trainer called Marietta Mahoney.
Rest.
She's very passionate about providing low impact options that can still be high intensity for women. Put it in your left hand still, feet wide, right hand on hip, go swivel, center, up. Swivel, center, up. Easier option, remember, just shallow, you don't have to go up on toes, just moving through the range. If your pelvic joints are aggravated, you don't even have to do the swivel very much, you can just go across and up. Harder option, right down, center, right up, right down, right up.
Rest.
Rest, getting ready with the weight now in your left hand, sorry, in your right hand. Turn so that your left leg is in front. Getting ready. Let's go. Swing back, swing up. So it's the back leg that's swiveling. The front leg is doing a squat and up. The right arm at the back is swinging through and then meeting up the top in front of the swivel, like throwing a discus without letting go. It's a nice way as well with this swinging action to get a bit of mobility through your back. Rest. Separating your feet. You might want to go a lot slower than I am. I'm getting breathless and I'm not pregnant. Let's go across so that the right hand's going down, center, up. Cross, up. Across, up. Easier option. Swivel, up. Harder option, right down, center, push it up. Right down, center, push it. Rest. All right, so that's 1 of 3 rounds done. Okay, starting with it in your left hand again. Ready to swivel. The left is the back hand. Let's go. Open, swivel. The back arm has the weight. Knees are not turning in. Just look down and check them out. If anyone feels like they could and wants to challenge a balance, don't do this unless it's safe too. And you be very careful as you practice this. You can follow the weight with your eyes. Please be careful, but it's a very good way of challenging your inner ear and balance. Rest, keep it in your left hand. We're going to do the one across the body. Feet wide, right hand on hip. Let's go. Swivel, up. Swivel, up. Keep going. And go up on toes for a harder option, remember. When you swivel, watch your knees, but they're not turning in. Nearly there. Rest. Could you have held a conversation then? Swap so it's in your right hand. Ready for the swing? Let's go. Open, close. So by the time we get to the end of this workout here, we're going to have done that squat sequence at the start and this, both of which get your heart rate up. That's going to be about 15-20 minutes worth. That is nearly at the recommended point of 30 minutes of something that gets your heart rate up on most days of the week. And there is actually something else in the class outline that'll get our heart rate up a bit too. Keep it in your right hand, feet wide, left hand on hip. Let's go. Traditional Pilates is not necessarily based on cardio like this, which is why we've added this in, as well as the more traditional cardio stuff for pregnancy, because we're trying to get it to meet those guidelines for you so that you don't have to do these workouts and find time in your week to do 30 minutes of cardio, going for a walk, swim, cycle as well. Swapping back to the left hand. One more round of everything. swing, ready with it in your left hand, the back hand, swing. Because there's strength training recommendations as well, that you do things that meet the strength principles of overloading the muscles and taking them to fatigue, at least a couple of sessions a week. And obviously with walking and swimming, you're not getting that, but with a lot of the things we do in the FitRight classes, you could adjust it to meet those strength principles. So we'll keep talking about that during classes. Keep it in your left hand, right hand on your hip.
Let's go.
Let's go. So those recommendations for 150 minutes of cardio exercise a week and 2 sessions of strength training a week. When we stop later to do stretches and things, and remember to come back to that discussion point, can you think to yourself about whether you think that would be the same or different for pregnancy versus non-pregnant people? Hold it in your right hand, last one.
Let's go.
Let's go. Swing. Shoulders away from ears, just let the weight be heavy. Let it bring you round. Remember, you can go nice and shallow if you want to, you can slow it down if you need to as you're fatiguing. Or you can really work hard on this last bit if you've got that in you, if you're used to this sort of exercise. Last one, cross the body with the weight in your right hand. Take your feet wider than hip width. Set.
Last round.
Go, last round. Up, swivel, up, swivel, up. Yeah, if you're not pregnant and you're watching this, just know this is a very similar sequence to what I would be doing in the postnatal classes as well. This is not necessarily a specific pregnancy thing, it's just that I've chosen these things to be relatively pregnancy friendly.
Well done.
Oh, well done. Please go grab a drink. When you're ready, come back to the mat, have your pillow handy, have one of your hand weights handy, and we're going to do some work down on the mat. Okay. Just while we catch our breath and while everybody's coming back from grabbing their drinks and things, I can see a few people are watching live. That's great. Shoulder rolls back. Right hand down, left one over. Back up at your own pace. Just slowing down to lower your heart rate again without stopping moving. A bit of a dynamic rest. Let's now twist around, look over your right shoulder, twist, use your left hand on the outside of your knee, arms up to the center, twist the other way. All right, so what do you think? Are the recommendations from the World Health Organization about weekly activity levels, are they the same or different from pregnant women to non-pregnant people? The answer is that they actually are the same, except that the cardio ones are recommended for non-pregnant people, open arms and close, tucking back and going onto your tailbone, and open and close. For non-pregnant people, the recommendation is 150 minutes of exercise a week that's moderate to high intensity, and for pregnancy it's moderate intensity. And the way that we make sure that we're keeping it moderate intensity instead of high intensity, interlace fingers in front and push towards me, is that talk test that I spoke about. And there's research that shows that if you maintain your exercise at a level where you could still hold a conversation, which is the talk test, then you are within a safe realm for your baby's health. Put interlaced fingers behind and open. That you can be confident that the baby is still getting the amount of blood flow and oxygen that it needs. Okay, we're going to lie down now on the pillow on our left shoulder with the weight in front of us. Okay, so arms out in front. If you want to, the weight can be in your top hand. You don't have to use a weight for this, so just see how you feel. Weight in the right hand, the top one. Push that forward and pull it back like a bow and arrow so that it's at your in front of your shoulder here now. Look towards that elbow. See how it feels to extend that arm out with control. You don't have to get to the floor, just with control. Bend it again and push it forward. Draw a line back along the other arm. Pass the hand, stretch, pull it back. Drop the shoulder back, but don't let the hip drop back. Push the hip forward. Extend the arm out. Bend it and come back. 2 more. Push forward. I include this one in lots of pregnancy and postnatal classes because, as you might feel, it's a really nice way to stretch out the pecs at the front of the chest, which often get tight in pregnancy and in that early postnatal period. Oh, well, what am I saying? I'm 14 months postnatal and I still get tight in that area because I'm lifting Ruby so much. Last one, but definitely when I was holding her for so many hours each day, gets very tight. So remember this one. Put the weight down, push the hand forward again, but with no weight. Inhale to take the arm up above your head. And exhale to bring it around the top hip and back again. 4 more of those chalk circles, it's called. Inhale. And then exhale, trying not to move the top hip. It's called chalk circle because it should be like you're drawing a circle around you with a piece of chalk. 2 more. Big breath. Push forward, inhale. Okay, and then what we're going to do from there is a set of pelvic floor exercises. So just make sure you're in a comfortable position here, and I want you to put your hand on your lower tummy. Now, some of us tend to hold our tummy muscles in all the time. If that's you, can you just really relax your tummy right now? Just consciously let go and be aware if that feels like you're letting go of your pelvic floor as well, because some of us have overactive pelvic floor and just have it on in the background all the time, which is not helpful. Fatigues and it gets tight and tense and doesn't work as well as it should. So now that everything's relaxed, let's work on a set of exercises where we hold for about 5 seconds, breathe concurrently while we're holding the pelvic floor on, and then feel a let go afterwards. Okay, so just a submaximal contraction, gently scooping the pelvic floor up and in. Can you feel the lower tummy gently tuck in? Now make sure that you're breathing normally. Hold. 3, 4, 5. Can you feel the let go of the pelvic floor and the lower tummy after? Let's try again. Pause. You're breathing. Scoop up from underneath gently. Back passage, front passage. Lower tummy gently tucking in and hold. 3, 4, 5. Release everything off. Tummy and pelvic floor, let go. This time I'm going to count up towards 10 seconds instead, but if 5 seconds is your limit or even less than that, you do what you can to still feel the let go. Let's go. Scoop up gently and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Re-engage if you need to. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release everything off and let go. And wait. Let's do 1 more like that. Make sure you've completely let go, tummy relaxed, and again, re-engage gently. Back passage, front passage, lower tummy in, hold. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and can you feel the let go after? Okay. Now, another little thing I'd like to get you to do here is to see if you can use the knack, okay? The knack is when a pressure is coming down through your tummy, which happens all day in different things, And if your pelvic floor can respond to that pressure by coming on and staying on while the pressure is coming down and then releasing after. So we're going to do it with a cough. Okay. So just see what happens with a cough first. Okay, think to yourself, did your pelvic floor lift? Did it bear down? Did your tummy draw in? Did it push out? Try it again without thinking too much. What should happen is that your pelvic floor should draw in at the same time as the cough comes down and then should let go after. This time, I want you to consciously see if you can do it the correct way like that. You may have to retrain your body to do this correctly to prevent stress, incontinence and prolapse, or treat it. Ready? Squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. Cough. Can you feel everything let go after? One more. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Cough. Can you feel it let go after? And if that's hard for you, that should be something that you do as an exercise. All right, let's now see if we can multitask with the pelvic floor. We're going to lengthen our legs out, put our bottom arm under the pillow like this and balance in this side lying position. All right, that top leg, the movement is going to be the top leg going up and down. But this is a core exercise and we're going to see if we can consciously activate our core while we do it. Right? Harder option is you're going to lift both legs. Easier option, you can bend the bottom leg and just do the top leg only. Okay. Also, you can make it harder and easier by putting your hand here or here to make it harder, or down on the floor to make it easier. All right. Stacked on top, lengthened out from the fingertips to the toes. Relax the belly, relax the pelvic floor. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pelvic floor on, lower tummy in. Lengthen the leg or both legs. Put it back down, release. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, scooping up. Lengthen and lift. Place it back down. Can you feel the pelvic floor let go? Inhale, prepare and let go. Exhale, scooping up. Lengthen and lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down. Can you feel it let go? One more. Inhale, prepare. Release. Exhale, scooping up core and lift. Inhale, hold. Hold it there for an exhale. Check your lower tummy, hold it for an inhale. And then back down. Can you feel everything let go? Just bend your knees up so that you can completely let go. And now we're going to go into some glute work. So forget about your pelvic floor for a bit. Top hand here. The movement is going to be like this. Okay, you can do it here. You can do it with your feet off the ground. Just see how that feels different. It gives you more range, but it's a bit harder. Or you can come up here if you'd rather and do it there or there. So any option of those is fine, but if you're up here, make sure you're not dropping down and slumping. You need to be up. This uses your core more. If you have any neck issues, just it's better to do it down on the ground. I'm going to do this as my starting position, top hand on my hip. Lift the top knee up, hold it there. It's using the muscles around the side of my hip here to pull that open and then close it. And pull it open and close it. 3, if this is causing pain in any of the pelvic joints, don't persist through this, just skip this one. If you're feeling it though back around here, that's a good pain. that's muscular pain. Hopefully you can tell the difference. 3 more so that we get to 8, 7, 8, little rest. Second part of it is the same, but we add in going out as well. Ready? Top knee up, straighten it out. Now when you bend it, you have to get the heel to hit the other heel before you go down. Up, straighten, bend, down. That's 2. See if we can get to 8. If you want to do less reps than this, that's fine. Remember I said about strength principles, you want to get the number of reps for you that feels like if you were to do a few more, it would be really difficult. You'd fatigue. You also want to make sure you're still feeling it in the right spot. Up here, you might need to move your top hip a bit more forward to get it in that spot, rather than fatiguing and then feeling it in your back or down in your calf or something else. 2 more. Okay, third and final part of it is just holding it up there and doing kicks. 8 kicks. Okay, you don't have to do this if you're already fatigued, but if you're not, knee up. Let's go. 1, 2, hit the heel each time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and relax. Oh, I hope you felt that in the glute. You might have felt it in the bottom one too, especially if you had the feet off the ground. Now we're going to do an arm workout here. So let's forget about the glutes for a bit, give them a rest. And we're going to go get rid of the pillow and put our hands on either side of where our head would have been. Let's bend our elbows down to go down to the ground, towards the ground. If you can get your chest down and your nose down, wonderful. Otherwise, just go halfway down, but please try and avoid this and getting your forehead to the ground and rounding your spine. Open chest, wherever you can get to. Hands nice and wide, elbows out to the side. Let's see if we can do 8. 1, push up. Push right away from the ground. 2. This is a nice option for keeping your arms strong. If push-ups is something that you would like to be doing as a park workout or a gym workout or something, but your abs, as they start to separate, are not able to do a full plank position anymore. This is a really nice alternative to take the abs portion of a push-up out of it. 2 more. Pushing up. Pushing up. Okay, left elbow down, the weight in your right hand. Okay, these next 3, if you'd like a harder option, you can come up into this position, into modified side plank. Okay, up to you which one. Ready? Right hand out, tap the ground here, reach it up to the ceiling. 5 of these. 1, tap, 2, tap, 3, tap, 4, tap, 5, and then under to tap behind you. 1, 2, 3. I would hope that you're getting to a point where this is starting to feel a bit difficult. If you're not, a heavier weight would be a good option for if you repeat this workout. Let's do 2 more. Tap, tap. Okay, arm stays up. If you need to drop the weight because your neck's not liking it, then do. Right leg out, overhead with the weight, and then hit the knee. 1, 2, kick. 3, if that doesn't feel great on your hips, just do the arm bit. 4, 5, put it down. Now use this hand to push yourself up and lower yourself down. Push yourself up, mainly with the right hand. The left one is just a little helper there at the back. 2, this is so super functional. Exhale to come up. Because if you're in later pregnancy, you'll know this is the way you have to get up and down out of bed. You can't get up by jackknifing up from lying on your back anymore. Your abs won't let you. So if we can practice this and make this as effortless as possible, last one, all the way up to sitting, then that's great. All right, right leg in front for a stretch. We're going to go and do a second set of all those arms ones. But first of all, let's put the right leg in front, stick our bottom out and lean forward for a glute stretch of the right glute. Open chest, leaning forward. And then we're going to walk our hands around to the left and get it even more of a stretch in that right glute. And then come back to the center, crossing your legs, ear to one shoulder, ear to the other shoulder, looking over the right, looking over the left, and big shoulder rolls, just trying to give the neck a bit of a stretch, take the pressure off it. We'll do another set of all of that again, all of the arms ones again. But if you're feeling like your neck is not liking this, please don't persist through. You can definitely just skip this set, or do all of it in lying down with your head on the pillow after this push-up one. Ready? 8 again, go. 1, 2, 3. You can make this one harder by adding in a clap. 5, 6, push all the way up. 7, 8, elbow down, up into modified side plank if you would like to. Weight in your right hand, tap, reach 1, tap, reach 2. You probably feel, especially if you're up here, but even in the other position, this is actually a bit of an abs exercise too. 4, 5, dive it under. 1, reach it up, like that one we did lying on our side. 2, like a bow and arrow movement, but going under to get some abs work. Make sure your elbow is directly under your shoulder. And 5, overhead, reach the right one out, elbow to knee. 1, reach over, open the top rib cage. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then pushing up and lowering down. 1, push up, lower down. 2, exhale to prevent downward pressure. Just make sure that you don't feel with this one like there's downward pressure into the pelvic floor when you're doing it. See if exhaling helps. See if doing a gentle lift with your pelvic floor before you move helps. Prevent strain. Last one. This next one we're going to come up and stay sitting. All the way up to sitting. So let's lie down the other way. Do the stretches the other way. So have the weight in front of you. Just while we're doing this, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things there to do with getting out of bed and movement in bed. I said then about how that's a very functional movement for getting in and out of bed in late pregnancy, but it's also very important for early postnatal too. No matter how you gave birth, it's important because your abdominal muscles will still be separated for at least for the first month or so. And so using them repetitively and sort of in an unchecked way by getting up out of bed that way, it's probably, and everyone's different, but it's probably best to keep doing that for abs rehab purposes by rolling to your side after. Put the weight down and do the chalk circles now. But definitely, if you've had a cesarean section and you've got a healing abdominal scar, you definitely want to keep pushing up through side lying to get in and out of bed or up and down from the floor like this, from lying on your back. You want to roll to your side and get up for at least those first couple of months for scar healing. After that, it's very important to start returning to normal movement patterns. So if you've got any questions about that, definitely email or message me questions about that. But like I said, getting strong with our arms to do that is a really good way of preventing unnecessary strain through the abdominal muscles and the pelvic floor when we do it in our day. All right, let's do, instead of doing the pelvic floor, plain pelvic floor here, we're going to go straight into doing it with a movement, but this time instead of the straight leg movement, we're going to all come up onto our elbow and we're going to see if we can do this movement of lifting our bottom up and down. So it's a harder abs exercise, but still using that, it's called the knack, like what we did with the cough. Still using the knack of seeing if we can hold the pelvic floor on while we lift our bottom, put it down, and then feel the let go. We're just going to try 4. Ready? Engage pelvic floor, lower tummy, and exhale to lift up. Lower back down, release everything off. You should feel and see your lower tummy let go. Elbow directly on the shoulder. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, engage pelvic floor, lower tummy lift. Back down, release everything off. Look at your tummy, and if it's going into a doming shape, like a pointy triangle shape, then this one is not for you. But hopefully most of you will be able to use your lower tummy in a way that prevents that. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower tummy on. Lift, back down, release. other option if you want to is here, which might be a little bit easier on the abs, to be honest. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower tummy on, lift. Back down. Release. Okay, lowering down to the ground, bottom arm under the pillow like this, top hand on your hip, set yourself up for glutes in the same way as before. Ready? Knee going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember that this top hip shouldn't be moving backwards and forwards. 7, 8. A little rest. All right, second one. Up, straighten. Now pause it there and make sure your knee is turned out, up that way, so that when you bend, the heel comes to the other heel and down. 2, straighten, bend, down. 3, 4, 5, shoulders down and back. 6, you can stop whenever you need to if you're hitting that fatigue point. 7, or you can do more if you feel like you can do more. 8, I'm going to stop there and give you a chance to rest for a sec, and then it's the kicks to finish with. Ready? Up, kick. 1, hit the heel. 2, 3, 4, shoulders relaxed, hands relaxed, tummy relaxed. Well, tummy should be on a little bit to hold you here actually. 3 more. 1, 2, knee up. 3, and relax. Hopefully you felt that here. Coming up into the push-up position on this side. Get the pillow away. Ready? Go. 1, exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Elbow down, grab the weight. 1, reach. 2, reach. Elbow should be directly under your shoulder and you should be pushing away from the ground. 3, remember you can be up on your hand if you prefer. 4, 5, dive it under. 1, bend the elbow under, reach and up. 2, like here it's like drawing a bow and arrow. 3, 4, 5, overhead. You can put the weight down for this one if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, weight down. Sorry, you don't need that. Push up, tuck the right elbow under as you go down. 1, 2, exhale to come up. And just match it with your pelvic floor if you feel like that's necessary. 3, inhale and exhale to come up. 4 and 5. Stay up here. Okay, so we use the left glutes. Let's give them a stretch. Up and over. Open chest. Walking around to the right. Hold that stretch there. Hopefully that's feeling like it's getting a good stretch into the left-hand glute where we just worked. Coming back to the center. Let's go ear to one shoulder, ear to the other shoulder, looking over one way, Looking over the other way. Big shoulder rolls. All right, second set. Let's go. At your own pace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Elbow down, arm out. 1, 2, 3. Remember, you can lie down on your pillow if this is feeling too necky. 4, and you also can look down at the mat the whole time rather than following it up with your eyes. Dive it under, extend it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leg out, over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Weight down, push-ups through sideline. Ready? Elbow down. 1, exhale up and down and up. Exhale. 2, tuck your elbow in. 3, it's a rotate to look around. Your knees should stay together. 4, 5, and all the way up to 7. Okay, so what we're going to do now is one final little arm one as a bit of an opening exercise. The pushing up from the ground is very important and very functional, but it is a pushing exercise that uses the front of our chest. The opening ones were to try and even that out, but let's do some here with hand weights if you want, or without. Arms out in front. We're going to pull back like this. 1, and push. 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms up. Can you get your hands back in line with your shoulders? Rib cage just relaxed at the front. Can you reach up like you're between 2 panes of glass and pull it down again? 2, 3, 4, stretch it out. 5, rest it down. And 1 more round. 1, pull back. 2, 3, are your arms staying in the same plane of movement like mine, the elbows in line with the shoulders? Hold it here, arms up, reach, pull down, reach, pull down. Upper arms going up towards the ears if you can. 4, 5, and shake it all out. Okay, so what we're going to do now for the last 5 minutes is just to do a bit of a breathing and relaxation exercise. These are put into the pregnancy class outlines as a way of helping you become aware of some breathing and mindfulness awareness techniques that are sometimes taught in preparation for labour classes. So what I want you to do is find a comfortable position in cross-legged sitting ideally, but if not, you can lie down, you can sit on a chair, however you're comfortable. If you've got the options to turn out the lights, you can get up and turn out the lights, and when you come back, when you sit down, if you're in a position like me, just resting your hands onto your knees, so your palms are up, closing your eyes, and checking in with what your breathing is doing naturally. See if you can avoid breathing into the upper chest and the shoulders. Start directing the air on the inhale down to the lower part of your chest, expanding your belly very gently on the breath in. The breathing that is often taught in preparation for labour classes is called SOS breathing, sigh out slowly. We're going to have a go at that, inhaling through your nose and sighing out slowly through a rounded mouth. Can you check in to count how many seconds it takes to breathe in and how many seconds it takes to breathe out? The point of sigh out slowly breathing is to make the exhale at least as long as the inhale. And the thinking behind that for preparation for labour is because when we're in a time of increased tension, stress or pain, we can tend to just focus on the inhale and forget the equal and opposite breath out. And that over time can lead to distress, winding up with lots of CO2 and carbon dioxide in your body. We want to exhale all the tension and stress away. Just gentle breathing. Now what I want you to do is check in with the parts of your body where we might actually be holding some stress. So think first, let's do the pelvic floor first. We've talked about that already. I want you to lift your pelvic floor strong up inside. Lift it as much as you can. Lower tummy should go in, hold, and now let it go. Let it go as much as you can. Inhale to release. Sighing out slowly to let any remaining tension go. Thinking about your hands now, can you bring your fists into balls? Fingers into your palms, push, tense, and let it go and feel that long, soft feeling of your fingers uncurling and relaxing. And on the next couple of exhales, as you sigh the breath away, just be aware of sighing out any extra remaining tension in your hands and your fingers. Bring your attention to your shoulders, a place where we often hold tension. Can you bring your shoulders up towards your ears, as strong as you can, and drop them back down. Sigh out, heavy, relaxed position of your shoulders. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through a rounded mouth, sighing away any remaining tension in your shoulders. Excuse me, remembering those. Pelvic floor open, fingers long and soft, shoulders low. And the last place where we often tend to hold tension is the face, and in particular the jaw. You grit your teeth together, screw up your eyes, and then release everything. Slack jaw, heavy tongue. Focusing the exhale, getting rid of any remaining tension in your face. Some people choose to use things like this as mantras during labour. Slack jaw, low shoulders, long soft fingers. You can wiggle everything and open your eyes. So I hope you enjoyed that workout and the little relaxation at the end. If you've got any questions for me about any of the education we went through today, or anything else, feel free to contact me. See you next time. Bye.